Ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome to the first Citizens' Assembly on drug use here in Ireland.
Well, the main job of the members of a Citizens' Assembly is simply to learn about the issue that the Citizens' Assembly is on and to discuss aspects of that issue. And on foot of that, to carefully consider different possibilities for changing the way the world is at the minute.
Globalisation, digitalisation has transformed the drug market certainly over the last years, and we cannot assume that what works with one group or in one context or in one country will necessarily work exactly in the same way elsewhere.
People use drugs for one of two reasons. They either want to stop feeling something or they want to start feeling something. So why do we stigmatise drug users in the way that we do?
So often when we hear about drug-related harm, we hear about, the medical effects. There are other drug-related harms, and having a criminal conviction is a harm for your future development.
The actual drug use is more or less the same across society. The numbers coming into treatment with problematic drug use are far higher in the more deprived areas.
Today we see that drugs are everywhere, and almost everything with a psychoactive potential can be used as a drug.
A lot of decision making is made without the impact of the person that these decisions are impacting the most. They deal with the stigma, the shame, the criminalisation, the humanisation.
These three bad childhood experiences, wants or neglects or events, your chances of falling into addiction or depression are so much greater than they would be. So that the trauma-informed approach is incredibly important.
I don't feel sad for my story. I feel like my story is who I am and it's what I do and how I help people.
We need to get rid of stigma. We need to see each person as a valuable human being.
And that peer-led work, support. Absolutely, it's vital, particularly within the travel community itself in terms of travellers' engagement with services.
It seems appalling that in a rich society today we have a proportion of society which is basically stigmatised and ignored.
This is a crisis no less than the COVID crisis.
And also we have viewed that each centre is working alone, so we need a national strategy, like envision where these centres should be built and the capacity and so on, instead of each centre working alone.
There is an issue for policymakers, for legislators, for Oireachtas, for elected members, to treat this issue with a level of urgency.
There's a huge echelon of our society that we are turning a blind eye to, and we've been doing it since forever. There shouldn't be another penny spent on a road or a street or a cycle lane in this country until we tackle the underlying issue